Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. The 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen nations that look like those heathen nations. This is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you another lesson in truth. And I'm going to open with Job 13:4. And it reads, "But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value." You cannot trust anything that comes out of Esau Edom's mouth, the self-proclaimed white man. We tell you all the time that news is history. When you watch a news story in the evening news or read about a story in the paper, that has now become a part of American or modern day history. But what you'll find is that most of the stories have been written, all right, have been written since they started newspapers, especially since the Rockefellers got control over the media, the Rothschilds. The majority of the stories have been fabricated. History, you've basically been lied to. And if they can lie to you about history that happened yesterday, how much more so about history that happened 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 400 or 500, you begin to get the picture. If they can lie about an event that happened today and it's in the news tomorrow and the story is fraudulent, the truth, the facts. Per example, the Haitians eating cats, that's been debunked in Ohio. Turns out that was some woman who was an American citizen who was on psych meds or some shit, who wasn't taking her medicine. You know, it wasn't a Haitian woman at all. All right. And the story was actually an older story. But yet that got pushed. All right. You had the story of migrants that rode down near O Block in Chicago. 30 of them armed. All right. On the very night that the story went, that it was supposedly happened, some of the residents of the very said apartment complex did the video, and I watched the video, so I'm speaking from, eyewitness account. They were live in the very same said complex where this supposedly happened. And they were showing you live on camera that they had control over the gangs and the thugs that were already there, were letting it be known. Ain't nobody took over shit here, partner. That video didn't go viral as the lie did. Because I saw that video of that phone call to the police talking about 30 people armed hanging out of SUVs on at least 20 different platforms. People were reporting on that and had already been debunked. And 3-4 days later, the fraud, that false story was still being pushed. Now, was there an issue with Venezuelans, taking over certain spots and stuff, thing? Yes, but the story out of Chicago was false. And now that story will be a part of history. And just to show you that history lies. All right. Let's go to this quick video here. All right. And yeah, here we go with this J Vine guy who was unalived, and now the sheriff department is trying to say that he killed himself, and that, well, we'll let the video speak for itself, because some of the things that the woman says in the video, I said the same thing and asked the same questions. Because one thing's for sure, you can't step into a Walmart parking lot without being recorded. From the time you walk in, you walk around the place, to the time you walk out, it's all on camera. Especially at their checkout thing. They got extra cameras there because they've been getting robbed there a lot. People are stealing. So that's one of the most highly surveillance places in America. is a damn Walmart. Here we go.
The man behind his name is McGee. He was a 21-year-old truck driver from Chicago, Illinois, making a delivery to a Walmart in Henderson, North Carolina. On Wednesday, he was found up against a tree with a rope around his neck, missing his phone and his wallet. And the sheriff's department is claiming that it was not a hate crime. I don't know if I can say the word on here. Their reasoning is because he wasn't hanging from the tree, and the rope didn't have a knot around it. That's their reasoning. Oh, and they claim that he purchased the rope himself, but can provide no video evidence, even though the rope was said to be purchased at Walmart, where there are cameras literally everywhere in that store. Could be very easy to provide that evidence. They're also refusing to let his mother come and identify his body. The first excuse they gave was COVID. And I don't know if you know anything about the Carolinas, but during the pandemic, they weren't the most, how should you say it, following of protocols. So I don't believe it's about COVID.
Let's pause it there. I won't say any medical terms, but that whole situation turned out there's a lot of fraud and a lot of holes in that as well. All right. It's more like a planned demic, but here we go.
And then the second reason they gave is that his dad had to give permission to his mother to see the body, which he did, which in itself is just weird to require the dad give permission to his mother. Then the mom asked for pictures of her son. They originally obliged, but then came back later and said, actually, no, I don't think you want to see your son like that. Now, I've never heard of an instance where
and the reason I believe that they don't want her to see her son like that, because they know that she will take pictures herself and that those pictures will go viral. And then that this story will become more public than what it is. A lot of people don't know about this story. All right. They pick and choose the chaos they want to get out. And this is one that they definitely, because I don't think this was planned. This was just some rogue Edomite agents doing what Esau does. He probably, I'm going to assume this town is probably on the sundowns list. Someone else can do a sundown list search and put it on the comment board. But more than likely, he was in the sundown town, or some good old boys decided that, well, either way, the Lord allowed it to happen to him. But everything happens for a reason.
Medical examiner refuses family the right to see the person.
Yeah, that's suspect.
The body. This story is also not on any major news outlet. Now, I used to work in logistics, and I talk to truck drivers every single day and what they do for our country. They're unspoken heroes.
Yeah, that's true. But, now she's, going off on a tangent. But the revealing of his autopsy will show, you should take pictures that he was beaten, struggled. He probably got hand marks, signs of struggle all over his hands and arms. Probably got bruises all on his body from catching body shots and punches. His face was probably beaten and swollen from getting punched and beaten. And that's why they don't want to show this, And you're just gonna find that these people they're just liars. This is Deuteronomy. They lied about everything, including who they are and who we are. It says Isaiah 33 and 28. No, I'll read that one later. I'm going to read 29. All right. It says, happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by Yahweh, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency, and thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. So remember, we live in a country where they lie, where they take everyday events that happen, give you a false narrative, and then put, like, for example, Wikipedia, September 11th attacks, commonly known as 9/11, were coordinated Islamist terrorist suicide attacks carried out by Al-Qaeda against the United States in 2001. On that Tuesday morning, 19 terrorists organized in 4 teams hijacked 4 commercial airlines scheduled to travel from East Coast to California. That is the official story. This is what they teach children in school. That is what's in the history books, roughly. Mr. Morris here, Clayton Morris, has been doing extensive research And the 9/11 thing has been completely debunked. The official narrative, all right, you can get canceled for coming against it, all right, but just the facts, the scientific facts of what happened, were misconstrued and lied about. All of a sudden, things that were factual weren't factual anymore. All right. And especially if you know anything about UL certified, steel. And because let's put it this way, planes hit buildings before 9/11 and they hit buildings after 9/11, and none of them collapsed. It came straight down. All right. And, you're not flying anything through some steel girders. But if you blow the shit out of some steel girders and turn them to complete dust, yeah, that might work. But flying something through it and it popping out on the other side, yeah. Yeah. All right. So without any further ado, Clayton Morrison redacted.
Our week-long look at the truth behind the 9/11 terror attacks. Everything, of course, we've been told about that day was an orchestrated lie. Every day this week, we're going to have an in-depth interview here on the show on a different part of the 9/11 cover-up. And today we're kicking it off with Ted Walter. He's the executive director of International Center for 9/11 Justice, and he just led a big symposium over the weekend with his presentation called The 9/11 Hijacking Myth Exposed. And Ted joins me now. Ted, great to have you here.
Great to be here, Clayton. Always good to.
All right, and I highly suggest you go and watch this. I may have used some of this interview further into it. But this guy broke down facts, scientific, factual things, which tear the official narrative completely and totally apart. And they don't like to talk about Building 7. No supposed planes hit Building 7 at all. The forest, because a lot of people don't even know that there were 3 buildings that went down. All right, not just 2. All right, you had the 200-story buildings, and then you had the one, I think it was like a 50-story or 47-story. It was half the size of the other 2. Building 7 also went down, and it was never hit. All right, and and they tried to say it was the debris, and yeah. You go and look at the maps, and it makes no sense. And another interesting fact, all right, actual true news, true history, is that the man who owned it, who was a Ish, a J-O-O, Small Hatter. He had just renewed or taken out a new insurance policy that included, T attacks, all right, or something to that effect, the day before it happened. And then the whole, rumor, all right, about the phone calls to a certain demographic of people that just happened to not show up and not be at work that day. But this is Luke 12:2, and it reads, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known." Also in Luke 8:17, it reads, "For there is nothing secret that shall not be manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." So Esau Edom's lies is falling apart on a level where his allies and friends don't want to deal with them anymore. Let's give you an example.
Not run without truck.
Let's give you an example. Yeah, this one. This part.
Blinken, go home. Go home as soon as possible. Get lost. Get lost. We don't want you here. We don't want Polish people paying and dying for your war.
It seems like the Polish people no longer want to work and cooperate with the United States. This comes after Anthony Blinken's visit to Poland, where Polish MEP Grzegorz Braun made headlines by telling Blinken to go home. This strong statement came from Braun's opposition to U.S. military involvement in Poland and the broader perceptions of Poland being used as a pawn by the United States. Braun expressed frustrations over Polish people paying and dying for American wars, a sentiment that resonated with many who are critical of Poland's role in foreign conflicts. See, Poland no longer wants to fight for anybody else but Poland. This highlights a growing discontent across Europe over foreign policy decisions that involve aligning with U.S. military effort, particularly in places like Eastern Europe. His statement added to...
Remember, Europe is a portion of Asia that they started calling Europe. All right, holding the map of Asia right here in my hand. All right, I've done it 1,000 times before. Go look the videos up. All right, Europe is in Asia. They just decided to call that portion Europe. Same way they decided to call a portion of it the Middle East. All right. It's something. Screw it. I'm gonna show it. Here it is. This is a map of Asia, and you can see there's no separation. It's all one continent. All right. The so-called Middle East. You can walk from Israel to Turkey, and from Turkey right to Ukraine, to Poland, to Germany, to France. It's all one landmass. All right. You can go on foot. All right, from Spain all the way over to the farthest corner of Russia on foot. It's one continent, all right? It's Asia. That's why you don't see Europe in the Bible, okay? And you don't see Middle East in the Bible. It talks about how Alexander conquered all of Asia. It talks about how in the 300, he conquered all of Asia. All right, Greece was in Asia. Okay, it wasn't until much later that they started using the word Europe, and then in the 1800s they started using the word Middle East, and I think Europe may have come around. They started using that word, I believe, in the 1700s. I'm gonna do some more research so I can get you an exact date and time. All right, matter of fact, that's gonna be a personal thing. I'm gonna go and hunt that word Europa down, and when they actually started using it. And for the record, the woman Europa was a dark melanated flesh, a brown-skinned woman on top of that.
National sovereignty and military alliances. This is both drawing support and heavy criticism all over the media. It seems like some European leaders are pushing back against perceived American influence in their own countries. Instead of strengthening alliances across Europe, America seems to be causing tension. Could this bold move by Braun possibly signal that the United States alliance with Poland is shifting? Will Poland continue to back the United States, or is this a turn in their foreign policy? I will keep you updated on the situation. Like and follow for more.
That's prophecy being fulfilled. The nations are separating from the beast, from Babylon. Said that the nations hated the whore. All right. So it's not just Poland; it's the majority of the nations that are in the portion of Asia that they now call Europe. All right. Those Eurasia, that's another term. Those Eurasians, all right, are tired of serving the empire. You know, they're tired of being under the boot heel of the empire, forced to fight, and it's no benefit to them but the benefit of the empire. You know, it's like, and then then the Poland, like he said, the Polish people don't want to fight for the empire anymore. They only want to fight for Poland, and they're tired of spending their money and losing their people. Okay, because they're having serious shortages over there. You know, of lack of babies being born, and all manner of craziness that's happening. All right, so Esau Edom is being exposed. His lies is being exposed on every level. All right, so let's go to this one now. To this video. Miss Candace Owens. Because these Amalekites are being exposed. The whole world knows that they're not the people of the Lord, but yet they continue to push that lie, demonize and demonetize anyone who comes with the facts to prove that what they're saying is fraud. Because they can be J-ish all they want. That they are. But being J-ish don't make you an Israelite. And they love to hijack, you know, the Israelite term, and they use it. Matter of fact, here's a Shalvey Hyman encyclopedia of J-ish women. Let's break it down so you can see it. All right. But I'll have you know that Gomer, daughter of Diablon, but she wasn't J-ish. She was an Israelite. All right. It says, according to the rabbis, God commanded Hosea to marry a Gomer. No, it wasn't according to the rabbis. It was according to the Bible. It's the word of God. It wasn't according to the rabbis. It was according to, and the rabbis worship and read the Talmud, which is in conflict with the Bible. So they don't really follow the Bible anyway. But it says, it said to teach him the proper conduct of one who was to prophesy to Israel despite Gomer's harlotry. The rabbis interpret her story as proof that even when God is angry with Israel, God still loves Israel. That part we can agree. All right. So let's forget about their perspective. And I'm going to actually read Hosea. All right. And you're beginning to see it. And that's why they dislike Candace so much. All right. Now, Candace, you know, I'm no big fan of her. She's married to the very people that she's coming against. She don't understand that part, that, you know, there's no difference in, you know, between her husband and the J-ish people. He's just from a different tribe of the same people that they're part of. All right. But the Lord right now is using her to stir up, you know, these issues, to bring them even more mainstream than they already, because it's pretty mainstream already. All right. Without her. You know, because of the men of the Lord. But nevertheless, it's bringing a whole different audience and shining a whole new light on it. All right, but this is Hosea 1, the first chapter. And it reads, And the word of Yahweh came unto Hosea, the son of Beri, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah's kings of Judah. Didn't say nothing about no issues. All right. And in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, the king of Israel, you know, didn't say nothing about no issues. He was the king of Israel, not the J-ish. All right. The beginning of the word, those are converts. And they like to slap that J word in the place where it just says Israel or Judah. All right. It says the beginning of the word of Yahweh by Hosea. And Yahweh said unto Hosea, see, now he didn't say it. They said according to the rabbis. It's in the word here. All right. They always trying to control the narrative. Those damn small hats, snakes. Go unto thee a wife of whoredoms, and the children of whoredoms, for the Lord hath committed great whoredom departing, for the land hath committed, Salakia, for the land hath committed great whoredoms departing from Yahweh. So he took Gomer, the daughter of Diablon, which conceived and bare him a son. And she was, she was a hoe. You know? Snoop told you don't try to make a, the 304 housewife. And you still got Jake trying to do it to this day. But it says, and Yahweh said unto him, call his name Jezreel, for yet a little while I will revenge the blood of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu, and will cause to cease the kingdom of the house of Israel. See, so the house of Israel, the northern kingdom, got separated from the Lord. Okay? That's Jeremiah 17:4. And thou shalt discontinue from thine heritage. So remember, that's why in the last days, anyone who's saying that they've been ish all along, they're lying. All right? That would completely discredit the whole Ezekiel 37 about the awakening. Duh. All right? And then I'm just going to jump down to verse 6. And she conceived again a daughter. Wanted to get to the son. And called a daughter, and And God said unto him, call her name Lerahama, for I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel, but I will utterly take them away. We got discontinued from our heritage, and we've been mistreated among the heathen, led by Esau Edom, the crafty counsel, Psalms 83, ever since. All right. And now Esau Edom is turning on the people within that crafty counsel with him. This is why they're all turning on him now, coming against him. Because all those other heathen nations that helped him to hide and cover up our history and hide who we were and take the name Israel from us, we became the hidden ones. Read Psalms 83. He's now backstabbed all those people. Now all those people are coming against him, including his own people, because Edom is a house divided. All right. Then it says, but I will have mercy upon the house of Judah, and I will save him by Yahweh their power, and I will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horsemen, nor by horses, nor by horsemen, because like it says, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. All right. Now when she weaned Loramah, she conceived and bare a son. And then God said, call his name Lo-Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God. We were cut off from our heritage. The Israelites were cut off in prophecy. It was prophesied the Israelites would no longer be called that and would no longer know who they were. That's prophetic, and it happened. And it happened by way of the slave trade. Through the slave trade, that's what it said. They would be sold and scattered around the four corners of the earth. And that's basically what happened for the most part. All right. Verse 10, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. We can't be counted because we're scattered among all people. Some of us even look like the people we got scattered to. Remember, Isaiah 16:4 gives you the whole breakdown of how the Lord hid Judites, people that look like Candace, among Moab, the so-called Chinese. Yeah. All right. But those you want to deny the word and deny the spiritual aspect and just be stuck carnally on the fleshly appearances. All right. And not acknowledge seed line like the Bible tells you. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, because you call black, Hispanic, Native American, and whatever the hell else, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. This is where we are in prophecy, and they're having a problem with it. Then the children of Judah and the children of Israel, northern and southern kingdom, the so-called Negro tribes and the so-called native tribes of the Americas, and the ones that are scattered. That's why Great Millstone, there are members in Great Millstone that look like all nations, because we acknowledge the spirit. And only when the spirit is dealing with you will you be able to do that. You're carnally looking at someone who looks like they have the appearance of someone white, but yet, they can trace their father or their father's father back to so-called Negroes or natives of the Americas. Well, that's on you. All right. Because guess what? It's a lot of dark people that got white forefathers for you dumbass black only people. Okay. It's a lot of dark chocolate people who got pale faced forefathers. Yeah. And they don't never like to bring that subject up or talk about that part. All right. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together. That has happened and it's happened. It happens when in the Great Millstone, it happens every week when we go out and prophesy, especially here in Chicago and in LA. All right. And in the main camp. It says, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come upon the land. For great shall be the day of Jezreel, when the Lord delivers us and revenges us against the people who have done this to us and hid our same way they hid the facts of what happened and on that day in September, that event with those buildings. All right.
I can do whatever I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. For now, trust me, the ADL's watching right now. They're like, we're coming for her. We're coming for her real soon. But I'm telling you,
the ADL, another non-NGO, non-government organization that dictates policy here in America. I wonder why.
Can't get rid of me. I'm just like, I'm having fun. I'm feeling like Neo from the Matrix. You can't stop me. My followers are coming with me. We're like gang. They can't stop us. Anyways, you guys, thanks so much for supporting the show. For all of you guys that joined Locals after I got banned from YouTube, it was an explosion of people supporting the show financially, and that is the reason why I don't have to worry when YouTube says, well, we're going to crush you. We're going to take your money. Rabbi Shmuley, we'll take all your money. We'll bankrupt you, Candace Owens. You guys are losers. And I say truly and honestly, you are losers. You cannot beat me in a free market. You can't. So you try to manipulate the markets by getting me off of the thing. My show's been bigger than ever before.
And that's what the small hats do when they're defeated, when they can't beat you, because they can't compete with us against the scripture. So what do? They add the B, the black word, they add the extremist word, and, they categorize you and attack you. And why? Because this is happening. 2 Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. And the truth is not beneficial to the Jayish or any Edomites for that matter. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Bahasham Rakah HaKodash Kwam Yasharala Abad Babal.